G'day everyone, my name's Ben Cad and we're going to talk today about my Secretlab Titan chair. I've owned this chair about 3 or 4 weeks and it's actually been during the COVID-19 quarantine period, so I have spent way too long in this chair already. But I do feel like I'm in a position now where I can offer you some feedback and experience with this chair, and hopefully you'll find this video really helpful. So if you're sitting on the fence and you just don't know whether you should buy one or walk away, perhaps you're a little overwhelmed by Secretlab's overwhelmingly positive marketing strategy, or perhaps you're a little bit hesitant to buy something without actually physically sitting in one first, I get that, and hopefully this video will help answer some of those questions for you. So to kick this video off, we'll start with the awesome unboxing process that Secretlab gives you, and then we'll chat a bit about the good and the bad stuff. I'll compare this chair to my previous chairs that I've owned in the past. I'll talk about why I picked the Titan model over the Omega model, because I do fit in that kind of height range for both chairs. And then I'll also talk about a bunch of experiences that I've had with this chair since and how I'm feeling after owning it for a month. But without further ado, time to kick off that unboxing video. So without delaying any further, let's kick it off right now. Well, there you go guys, I really hope you enjoyed that unboxing video, and without a doubt, I hope you saw that there's just a lot of material in that box that was, I guess, unnecessary for them to include, and it really does go the extra mile in showing they're trying to give a quality product. I wouldn't say it's an Apple level quality, but compared to the crap you normally get with flat pack furniture, this is miles ahead in comparison. Some of the highlights for me was the extra foam padding that they included in the chair, and the intention there was that you reused it when you were assembling the chair so you didn't scratch it and things like that. I also want to talk about the tools that they included in the box for you to assemble the chair. They're not just the simple cheap tools that you would throw in the bin once you're done. These are proper tools that you could use for years and years and years. But on top of that, they've given you an attachment for your screwdriver that you have a handle so you can do everything up tightly and easily. Everything's magnetized too, so if you do drop a tool or a socket or a screw, you can actually use that magnetized tip to pick it up in case it went into somewhere where it's hard to get your fingers. Really good experience, made the process significantly easier. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching that have got those little bloody half-sized Allen keys that you get with the furniture that just hurt to do everything up. And generally, for me, I would just go to the garage and get a drill or a proper set of Allen keys. But for the Secretlab chair, the right tool was in the box and I didn't need to go and get anything out, which was really good. So I think it's important to talk to you about the chairs that I'm comparing this Secretlab Titan to. And for me, I've come from 2 reasonably recent gaming/race car chairs, but these chairs have come from those general retail stores like Officeworks in Australia, or maybe that's a Best Buy store in America. So let me talk to you about the Officeworks Bathurst chair. This is the standard retail chair that you see all over Australia. If anyone liked those kind of race car style seats, it felt like everyone bought them. These are about $150, maybe $180 Australian, at least at the time when I bought this quite a few years ago. And I got to that 2-year mark where I kind of hit that point where I needed to buy myself a new chair. And what went wrong with this chair was that leather material had reached the end of its durability and had started to fall apart. Now that leather material is regarded as that PU leather, or fake leather is another way to put it. And effectively what happens is once you reach that point, the leather just starts to flake away. It's incredibly annoying, and basically once you get to that point, it's basically game over. The chair will flake and flake and flake every single time you sit on it. Take this for example. I've actually had to use that chair for the last few weeks while I was waiting for the Secretlab chair to arrive. And have a look at this. This is after me sitting at the chair for maybe a solid work day, so 8 hours or so. And just check what happens when I tip the chair up. That is how much leather has come off the chair in 1 day's worth of sitting. I have been vacuuming these flakes up every single day. It is crazy. So the other chair I had was a chair called the Overdrive chair. I bought this chair from eBay, so I assume that that brand name means absolutely nothing, and it's probably just a private label from Alibaba or something like that. Overall, I was actually really happy with the look of the chair, and it actually was quite comfortable to sit on, but what actually gave way for me was the base of the chair snapped a few weeks ago, and that drove me mad because I actually was holding a cup of coffee at the time and spilt coffee all over my expensive keyboard and ended up needing to replace that as well. So let's talk about the actual Secretlab Titan chair now. Overall, I think once you first sit in that chair, and well, actually before you even sit in the chair, you'll probably pick it up, and as you're assembling it, you'll start to realize how heavy this chair is. And that's actually a really good thing because this chair maintains balance, it's super quiet, and it just feels overall sturdy. It's also extremely quiet. There is no noise that comes from this chair. If you lean back, there's not a noise that comes from it, and it kind of goes across the whole chair too. Everything just feels like it's from a premium brand. There are certain things where, like, when you start to look at the armrests, you realize how solid they are. They're like, there's a solid metal frame down here. There's metal buttons and other really strong pieces of material on here. While I wouldn't put my body weight on these armrests, I'm not cautious about using them to kind of get up and down from the chair. Like, they are significantly stronger than the previous chair's armrests that I've had. So it's about 3 weeks since I finished recording the video that you're currently watching, and I was in the process of returning these chairs back to where they belong, and I was doing a bit of movement and I realized there's something I can show you today, so I thought I'd quickly throw this in at the end. So I just thought I'd show you this quick little trick I discovered while I was moving these chairs that might kind of help demonstrate to you kind of how much heavier and stronger this chair is compared to these. So have a look. So I'll quickly shake the base of this Officeworks chair just so you can hear it. Now I'll do this chair. Now I'll do the Secretlab. Did you hear the difference between those? This thing is so much quieter than these two chairs. And I guess as I'm kind of adjusting to sitting on this chair, I'm really noticing and appreciating that refinement, particularly when I just quickly resit in these chairs. And with that, I'll return you back to the original video. So at the time of recording this video, we're in the thick of the COVID-19 quarantine period. And I'll have to say, I've been doing maybe 12+ hour days in this chair. And I'm actually feeling really comfortable by the end of the day. There's basically no pain, and the larger size of this chair, at least for my height, has given me some flexibility to kind of move around the chair and find some other positions that I've found comfortable. I'm actually really enjoying the flat base on the base of this chair. There's no side bolstering that kind of gets in your way like a lot of those other car style chairs have. I've been able to sit on the chair and cross my legs and do cool things like that, which I've actually really appreciated. I didn't think that I would so much. Now the chair has lumbar support as well in it, which I've actually really enjoyed. I have adjusted that throughout the day, and I've read a lot of conflicting information on how this works and people's opinions on it, and the best way I could describe it to you guys is imagine if you're sitting in your normal old car that has that kind of wind up lumbar support that's generally sitting down here somewhere. That's kind of the experience you're getting. So just to talk about the Softweave material and why I chose that a little bit further, the main reason without a doubt is, as I mentioned earlier, with my previous office chairs, I had experienced that PU leather before. With this chair, I didn't want to go through that experience again. I've done it once, I don't really want to do it again. And I know that Secretlabs materials that they've used are a significantly higher quality than what I would have had on that chair. In fact, they're claiming on their website that they're at least 4 times more durable than their previous model, and I would imagine their previous model would have lasted longer than the chair that I had as well. But for me, it felt like it was likely just going to delay the inevitable. So instead of being a 2-year thing, it might be a 3 or a 4-year thing. A quick Google search of that PU leather and Secretlab, you can see that people have had similar experiences. So for me, I decided to stick to that fabric version, which will hopefully last a lot longer, and I believe that's why it does cost more. But let me talk about some of the benefits too, because as I said, I've been sitting on this chair for hours every day, and normally in those other kind of chairs, you start to sweat, you get grippy, all that type of stuff. This chair is breathable, right? So I'm not sweating, I feel comfortable all day long, and more importantly than that, the chair's quiet. it's quiet. Like, it doesn't make any noise. I can shuffle around in this chair and actually not make a sound. Whereas in most of those other leather chairs, you do get those annoying leather noises and things like that. Besides that, guys, when I was doing my research on the Softweave material, I did read a lot of people that did say they had like issues with static electricity building in this chair and then like zapping themselves on keyboards and computers and things like that. I gotta say, I've probably put sort of at least 80 hours into this chair already, and I've never had an electric shock or anything like that. I'm normally sitting in a t-shirt, jeans, jumper, something like that. Never been a problem. I don't foresee it's going to be a problem with the experience I've had so far. I also read a lot of people actually said that they felt the Softweave material was quite hard or uncomfortable. And I've got to say, from what I've come from at least, and every other piece of furniture I've ever owned, I would regard this material as bloody soft. It's super comfortable. I haven't had any issues with it. Even with long-term sitting, it's been fine. If you are sitting on the fence about how that material feels, I wouldn't be concerned about it at all. It's pretty good. I think you will be happy. So is this chair pet friendly? I think the experience I've had so far has been pretty good. Obviously it's a fabric material, so it will attract some kind of pet hair, but so far I've just been able to kind of wipe that hair away pretty easily. I do have a white dog, so it hasn't been the greatest color to kind of compare with this material, but so far for the hair I have seen has not stuck to the chair like it would a pair of tracksuit pants or something like that. Check out this awesome user experience feature on the chair too. Normally, to kind of re-access the side panels and tighten the bolts and everything on the chair, you have to remove some tacky plastic panel that's usually held on with clips or a bunch of screws that usually don't attach very well. Well, the engineers at Secretlab actually thought of something a lot easier than that. They used magnets to attach the cover, and check out how easy it is to adjust this panel. So this should mean maintaining the health of your chair is significantly easier because it'll only take you a couple of seconds to pull the cover off and pop it straight back on where you had it. So if you need to do any tightening of any of those bolts or anything on the chair, it really won't take you long, particularly with the tools that they've given you as well. So choosing to buy a Secretlab branded chair is only half the battle, right? You then need to pick which chair you want. And there's a few different models in their range, and they're all on a sizing chart as well. So they kind of recommend a size of chair depending on your weight and height. Now for me, I was kind of stuck in between two chairs, and that was the Titan, which I'm sitting on today, and their Omega chair, which is their smaller size chair. So for me, I'm 183 centimeters tall, and that put me about that much over the threshold into the Titan chair. But I did go through a process where I was like, I'm only that much over, maybe the Omega chair is the one for me. I was doing a lot of reading, and a lot of people did say the Omega chair was a lot more snug, and you certainly don't get that snug feeling, at least at my size, in this chair. So I reached out to Titan Lab directly and said, hey guys, like I'm only that much over the sizing limit. Do you think the Omega is actually a chair that might be suitable for me if I'm after that more snug feeling? The response I got from them was pretty textbook. It said, if you're over, go with the Titan chair, and that's what I ended up doing. But I did do a lot of research that suggested that if you are after that kind of more snug feel, that the Omega chair might be the one you're after. I didn't make that decision, and I certainly don't regret going down the Titan chair, but there are a couple of things which make me think I am on the smaller side. For example, the soft pillow on the headrest here does sit a little bit higher than what I would like it to be. Every few days I do need to kind of pull it down. There is a good thing with the pillow though. On the back of it, there is like a rubber strip that kind of holds the pillow in place. So after I do pull that down, it does hold that position for quite a while before I need to readjust it. But after sitting in this chair and feeling what those sizes are, I would be pretty confident to kind of go back and buy that Omega chair if that was the fit that I was after. I do think, yeah, you might be a little bit on the higher side, but I don't think it's going to blow out of proportion. I mean, think about it. Most of those retail office chairs you buy, they don't have a sizing guide, right? They build for the average person, and if that chair is built for people up to almost 6 feet, that's most people, so I think you'll be pretty comfortable in one of those chairs too. So Secretlab's nailing their marketing strategy, right? Like, it's full-on positive news out there. Whether you're on their website, on reviews, YouTube videos, whatever, it just seems to be all positive. And I found that a little bit suspect, and I wanted to actually find some negative things about the chair so I could make sure it was actually a real product, right? Nothing's perfect. The deeper I kind of went with my research, I did uncover a lot of those reasons as to why, and a few of those include their affiliate marketing program, which means if you purchase this chair through someone's recommendation URL link, they do get a commission back from that purchase. They also have a referral program as well, where like after someone buys a chair, a few weeks later you get an email with the incentive of referring 2 people on to buy these chairs, and if you do, you'll qualify for a free cleaning pack. so you can clean the chair and look after it properly. Just another way that they're kind of coming up with keeping that positive news going. Of course, the big one is they have their extended warranty program, and to qualify for that 2-year extension, you do need to put a public post on social media to qualify. It's a really interesting one. I've never seen that done before, but I believe that that's that source that they're using to pump out all those 5-star reviews and things like that. And I would encourage you to kind of leave their website for a moment and jump onto like the third-party websites like productreview.com to kind of check out some more of those real-world experiences. So it seemed like for a lot of the common complaints and concerns that people had with these chairs, Secretlab had already built like a web page on their site dedicated to addressing that issue and putting your mind at ease. That's a really good initiative from them. It also kind of once again made me a little curious as to how well they're going in that space. And of course, outside that too, they're pumping out all those retargeting ads. They're at all the gaming shows and things like that too. And yeah, it was kind of like, are they just flooding the market and building this false sense of positive news about them? And yeah, I went in feeling very skeptical with my purchase until the chair had arrived. I really did not think that the chair would live up to the expectation that I think the internet had set. Let me jump into a few things that were bad about the chair. So this right armrest that I got here came out of the box with a few scratches and marks on it. I haven't gotten in touch with Secretlab yet to deal with that problem. I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic that they'll be happy to replace it. It looks like you can easily unbolt this armrest from the chair and bolt a new one on, so I'm not feeling too stressed about it. It's a pretty minor problem and I'm expecting it shouldn't be an issue to resolve. Just to quickly cover the elephant in the room here as well, which is the topic of how hard or firm this chair is. And yeah, when I first put this chair together, the first time I sat in it, the second my ass touched the seat, my first thought that ran through my head was, yeah, this chair is bloody hard. A few minutes later, I put my partner on the chair too. That was her first response.
It's hard.
Yeah. I think you do just need to kind of know that this chair does come with a bit of a learning curve. It will kind of initially feel a little hard, and you do need to give it a few days or weeks to kind of just settle in and let yourself adjust as well as the chair. For me, it actually feels quite comfortable, and like I said, I've been doing sort of 10, 12, maybe even longer days in this chair in one sitting, and I've been feeling fine and comfortable throughout the entire day. My final complaint is actually one of the newer features that they've included in the 2020 range, and that's the metal clip or handle that they've fitted on the armrests. It's quite a sensation when you hit these metal latches on the chair against a hard surface like a desk. You kind of feel it running through the chair, as well as it's quite loud. Obviously it's super small and it's something you'll learn to live with pretty easily, but I just thought I'd mention it. Let me demo it. Just a quick issue I had with Postage as well is a good thing was my chair actually arrived a week earlier than I expected, but the problem is that the postage tracking that Secretlab provided me led to a website that had an error message on it. And I got in touch with Secretlab asking them if postage was okay. I mean, we were in the middle of COVID-19, so that kind of might mean why there was problems, but it also is a reason for me to check that everything is working. They never responded to me, and thankfully I was home when the chair did arrive, because otherwise God knows how long it would have taken to be re-delivered back to my home. I just wanted to also mention why I bought one of these gaming chairs over a traditional office chair. And for me, it's really a personal preference. I'm actually a car guy, as you'd call it. I do work in the automotive industry, and I've had the pleasure of driving a lot of modern cars recently. I also own a Subaru WRX STI. I've recently been in and out of Mustangs, Alfa Romeos, Renaults, new Jeep Wrangler, a couple of Mercedeses and things like that. And if there's one thing I have to say, I really do enjoy those chairs that are those bucket style seats that really do hug you in, Recaro seats, that type of thing. And for these seats, they really do make you feel like you're in a car, and I enjoy having that experience at my desk. It just makes me feel a little bit more connected to my industry, and I find it's just a little bit more engaging and exciting being in my room as well. So if you are after that kind of more car authentic experience, I think this probably is the right chair for you. So I went into this purchase feeling quite skeptical that I was not going to be happy with this chair, but to be quite frank, I'm genuinely surprised by what this chair has actually been. It really is a premium product compared to what I've come from. Just to clarify too guys, this video is not sponsored in any way, shape or form. I bought this chair with my own money. I'm providing my own opinion. I'm literally putting this video together just to help you guys out, because I know for sure that there's probably people that are sitting there in the same position I was a few weeks ago, waiting to hit that purchase button, and you're just sitting on the fence and you don't know what to do. And I really hope this does help you make that decision. So overall, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and if you'd like to say thanks, please like and subscribe to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. And if you do have any comments or questions that you'd like to make on the chair, I will do my best to answer them, so please drop them below. And of course, I do have extra information in the description and a link to this specific product that I bought as well. So go ahead and check that out also. Thanks a lot for your time, and we'll see you around. Cheers.